All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Shiona Drummer, and I serve as the Personalized Learning Director and Instructional Technology Specialist for Twiggs County Public Schools. Today, I want to share with you a little bit about Google Jamboard. For those of you who are not familiar with Jamboard, it is a wonderful resource for you to use in your classroom with your students. There are different ways that you can use it, and we'll get into that right about now. So, I'm sharing with you my screen where the Jamboards are housed within my Google Drive. But let me show you how I got here. So you just click on your waffle, better known as your app launcher. You scroll down until you see the icon for Jamboard. Remember, these app icons are able to be manipulated. You can rearrange them however you see fit. So if you know that Jamboard is a resource that you'll be using quite frequently, you can change the order so that it shows toward the beginning of your options. All right. So from your app launcher, again, you would click on Jamboard, which is what I've already done. And you can see here that it says you don't have a jam yet. So this is where you're going to create one. So where it says tap the plus sign to create one, we're going to do that. It's down here at the bottom right-hand corner. So now this is our blank jam. So right now you see it says untitled. I click there and I'm just going to rename it, and let's just call this Twiggs County Middle High School Jam, for example. All right. I hit OK. You see that the name has changed here. So next up, we have our frames. This is our frame bar. So if you wanted to see all the frames that you have, you would just click on the actual, let me show you again. You just click here and you see it's only one frame and it's blank because this page is blank. We've not yet added anything. If we wanted to create a new frame, we would click here and you would see now it says 2 out of 2. We can go back to the first one and it would show 1 out of 2. You can have up to 20 of these frames here. I'll just add 10, but it can go up to 20. Let's say that you want to share your jam. You can share it within a Google Meet, like we're on a Google Meet right now, actually. You can share it through there, but also, yep, it says we're already in this call. But if we weren't, I could go ahead and present it, pull it up and show it to everyone who was in the Google Meet and allow other people who are in the Meet to be contributors as well. They can edit on the jam if I set the settings to that. So next here we have more options. We can rename our jam. So let's say I want to change it from Twiggs County Middle High School Jam to Twiggs County Middle High School and JES Jam. I just hit OK, and you can see it's instantly updated there. We can download this as a PDF. We can save this one frame as an image. We can kind of delete this frame. We can make a copy of the whole presentation and the other things that you always see, like get help, send feedback to Google. And I like this see version history because let's say you're creating a jam with your learners and for some kind of way, something gets deleted, either intentionally or otherwise. And you need to go back and see what was there previously. You can just click on see version history and you'll be able to find what you need. All right, so then the next thing is sharing. So if you want to share your Jamboard with someone, you could just type in their name. So here are people that I reach out to regularly. You could put their information in there, or you can search people like Miss Denson. Okay. So let's get into creating our first jam together. So if we look on this side panel here, the first thing we have is a pen. So this pen, of course, helps you to write. So there are different types of pens or instruments that you can use. So they have the brush, there's the highlighter, the marker, and then again the pen. You can change the colors I love this blue here, so I think we're gonna use this actually. So when you click on that option, it'll show you that each of your writing tools are gonna come out in this particular color. So just so you see, okay, back to blue. So let's come over here and we can, I'm using my little mouse pad here. Just squiggle, squiggle, okay? Next, underneath the pen, the writing tools, we have the eraser. Now, the thing about the eraser is this, you have to click and drag it to go over and erase. And as you see, if you're not precise, it will leave little tidbits behind. No problem. You just got to go over those tidbits and clear them on out, okay? All right. So I'm not going to do that because I can come right here and hit clear frame and it's gone. All right. If there were other things on here that might be a bit problematic, but because it was just my little squiggle, no big deal. Clear frame. So beneath the eraser is our pointer. We can select certain things on our jam if there were anything there to select from. I love this next one. These are sticky notes. And you all, if you don't use sticky notes, like to help you keep things organized, I mean, digital sticky notes, you might want to consider it. But one thing I love is that you can change the color or you can apply no color. All right, so it'll be a clear background. Of course, I'm going to go with this pink. And you could type a note such as, all right, quick little note, hit save. But before we hit save, do you see this little blue line that popped up here? It's basically telling you how much space you have left, how much space you've used, as far as the allotted number of characters you can have on your sticky note. So let's say I've typed something, then I decide, ooh, I should have made that green instead of pink. Simple click, no problem. So you can hit save, and then you see your sticky note went to the background here on your actual jam. Now let's say you want to add another one. All right. You might have another announcement for your learners, for your students that you want to share. Quick post-it note, and you can see we used a few more characters on this one than we did on the green one. So our little bar here has grown some. You hit save, all right? And then it'll keep giving you the option to apply more and more sticky notes. If you don't need them, just hit cancel. The two that you created are here, okay? So we can rearrange these, okay? So if you have a class set of sticky notes, if you have your learners use sticky notes to submit their answers or their questions, their I likes, I wonders, you can have them here on one jam, and you can actually shrink them down real small if you're going to have something that's ongoing, maybe for a unit, and maybe this is your parking lot. So if people have questions, comments, concerns, they put them in here and you need more space, you can shrink them down, and then when it's time for you to view them, to read them to everyone, or if you want to highlight one in particular, just click and drag on the corner to expand it. When you're done, all right. So one quick thing. So let's look at this post-it note. I noticed that I need to make an edit to this. How do I do it? So you see these ellipses here, these three dots, you click on them. You have the option to edit. You can copy it, duplicate it, you can delete it, or you can order it. So basically you can send it to the foreground or the background. We're going to edit. I'm just going to add a little more there. Dr. MLK Jr. Day is on January 16th. Let's say I want to say something else. Uh, okay, so saved it. Everything's updated again. If I want to highlight this particular sticky note, I could do that. Let the learners read it, shrink it back down, and we are good to go. All right, so let's keep it moving. So the next thing we can do is insert an image. I really like this because You can use a document that you have and go ahead and pull up um, that document to serve as the background, or to maybe not the background, but to have it. Let's use this little academic Jeffrey here. It'll appear on a post-it note as well, basically. Okay. You can expand and collapse that as needed. Alrighty. And then next, we can add some shapes. So let me click over here. You have these shapes. So let's say I want to insert an arrow. I could come up here to my border color and my fill color icons. Let's click on the border. So I'm going to insert, let's do this yellow here. So it will be a yellow arrow, and you see how it turned that yellow color? And I'm going to fill it with, oh goodness. Let's see how that works. All right, there it is. All right. So if I wanted to insert some information here, I sure could, and then have it pointing to this image. So let's do that. Let's go right beneath our shapes to our text box. And once you click on the text box, just click on your jam and you can begin typing. And we'll say, what do you notice about Jeffrey? Okay. So I'm just going to click this bad boy and drag it up here. All right. So that's how you insert text on a Jamboard. So let's say that you allow your learners to be collaborators with you that have access to edit this particular Jamboard. They will have access to everything here, but also to this laser pointer. I would caution you against this. Again, before you start doing anything like this, you do want to establish norms with your learners. So if I were you, I would just let them know, because they're going to find it. Yes, there is a laser pointer down here, but this is a temporary thing. And that could be positive and otherwise. But basically, it's kind of like the little magic utensil that's in another program where you write it, and then shortly after you write it, it disappears. So you might use this to emphasize maybe something about Jeffrey. We'll look at his cap here. It does not last long at all, but that's the point of the laser pointer, just to get your attention, draw that attention to something for a very short period of time. So we're going to click off of this laser pointer. The default color is red, and I do not know if this can be changed, just to be honest with you. All right, so we're going to click off of this, and we're going to go back up here to the top. So you do see that there's your undo, your redo. You can zoom in. Right now, we just have it fit to our screen, but you see these different options. One thing we should talk about is setting our background. So the default is that it's white, okay? Just a clean sheet of paper. But you can also have your little polka dots. You can have your lines if you want to practice. Maybe I'll put that on there. If you want to practice writing, or you have your learners practice their writing skills, that's a great background to use. You also have this grid. So if you're doing maybe some plotting or whatnot with your math class, you can do that. Next, you have some solid backgrounds here. You can do a chalkboard, which I think is awesome. And again, you can do the same graph paper, but in gray. Has a nice look to it. But one thing I really like is that you can upload your own image. So let's go to Google Photos. And let's look up Twiggs County middle school. Let's just see what comes up. No photos were found. That's okay, because guess what? We are going to go back and then go to Google Images and go to Twiggs County Middle school. We'll do middle high school. All right. Not sure where this Twiggs County is, but if there were an option that we wanted to choose, we would just click on it. Maybe we'll just say that Twiggs County is in Georgia. And we'll set this as the background for our frame. Remove Jeffrey. I'm gonna adjust that size there. All right, so you might have this as the background for your frame, and you can ask your learners, hey, so where is Twiggs County located? Well, we know that Twiggs County is the geographic center for the state of Georgia. So this might be a good exercise for you to use with your learners to let them choose a shape. Maybe we'll use this one. No, let's switch it up. All right, so we might say that Twiggs County is within this area. Okay, all right. So those are just some examples of how you can use your Jamboard that you have access to. So again, we're on our first one, our first frame. You can have up to 20 frames saved per file. And again, this is just one file, but up here, you see the next one is blank, okay? And again, you can have up to 20. So if you were gonna share this with someone, let's say I'm going to share it with Miss Pearson. I can have her as an editor, or if I don't want her to be able to manipulate this particular one, she can view it. Now, let's say I'm going to let her be an editor, but only for a certain amount of time. I can add an expiration date to this by clicking on here. You see it says access expires on February 12th at 11:59 p.m. I can edit that. And I can say, I think it's going to, I love Miss Pearson, so we're going to extend it to Valentine's Day. All right. And we'll edit it one more time. And we'll say, we'll give her another week. So you see, as many times as you want to extend that, you sure can, okay? All righty. And then if you don't want to have any expiration, just trash that, hit the trash can. You can send her a message. Thank you so much for your contributions. Well, contribution to this Jamboard. Either copy the link, which I will copy. See, it says link copied. And you can send it to her here and it will notify her, or you could just copy the link and put it in the email too. Okay. All right. So I'm going to cancel that. It's not to alarm Miss Pearson, but that's how you can share out your information. Okay. All right. Well, you all, I hope that you enjoy Jamboard. And if you have any questions or need support, please do let me know. I am giving away a prize to the first 4 people who show me that they've used Jamboard with their learners. I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised with what that surprise will be. And I look forward to seeing all about it. Let's share out and let me know how it goes. Have a great one. Bye-bye.